People saw me, I was all pathetic. But all of a sudden, I never knew it was a problem to me because I just felt it was just a reality that I just have to face. But all of a sudden, after being chased away in that shame and disgrace in that community, I left to my uncle's place in Suleja. My uncle welcomed me and told me to stay in his house. I never told anybody my situation because I felt I was already an embarrassment somewhere. So let me hide my shame to myself. So I kept it to myself, continued my normal lifestyle, kept drinking, kept smoking, kept hanging out with friends that were never beneficial to me. And all of a sudden, I find out that the next thing that my uncle's wife asked my husband to allow me go because that I should not come and die in their house because my level of drunkenness was increasing by the day. So they have to chase me away. I left there, went back to Akwa Ibom State. I went back to Akwa Ibom State because Akwa Ibom State was actually a state where I did my youth service. I made name for myself. I made impacts in that community. I have a family that were so supportive in Akwa Ibom State. That's the family of the engineer of Yongusin Akpabio, who kept me as a son, gave me life again. And I was like, okay, finally, this is where I belong. I was there, lived with them. I was actually employed as the farm manager of their farm. I now kept drinking. I never saw anything coming to me like I was going to be a disappointment again because this was like the life every man needs. Lo and behold, it still came back to me again. I was still chased away. That was the worst nightmare I've ever experienced, that I had to beg with my life. I begged with everything I had because that was like, I begged this man, begged this family to just give me a chance to live again. They chased me again in that same shame and disgrace. Coming back home, I lost my father, came back. I think during his funeral, I was just like the worst drunkard you can ever imagine. People kept becoming disappointed anytime they see me. And people kept looking at me and said, look at him. This was one time a graduate. Now look at how unkempt he became. I kept living my life. I thought it was normal until I kept telling myself that this was not the life I chose for myself. But there was no help coming anywhere. Now the rejection kept coming in. People kept despising me. The showbiz that I was into, people said, no, don't give him that show. He will just go and get drunk and will not come for your event. I was like, what was happening? I can't tell where the problem was coming from, but I knew that I was just a disappointment. Everybody kept running away from me. My friends kept despising me. I was like, what was wrong? The shame and disgrace kept happening. I had to leave the city back to the village to stay again, to see if I could have life again. It never came. In my same hometown, I was chased away in a disgraceful way that everybody kept running away from me. I became a write-off. Nobody wants to associate with me. My friends will literally call themselves and say, please, somebody should talk to Bala, not to come to their house, because I was already stinking. I could smell when I pass you. The smell of the alcohol or the drug, the cigarette and everything would disgust you, that you will say, no, this one is already a total waste. Now, you say, as an addicted drunkard who can not live without drinking or smoking or getting high all the time, it took me to that level where I could sell anything just to keep myself high all the time. First, I started selling things in my house, sold the generator, sold the standing fan. All of a sudden, my own brother now said, it's not going to be easy because this is losing both parents, and that's the only thing our parent left for us. If Bala keeps selling it as the elder brother, I can't fight him. So he suggested to my stepmother, who they came because before they came, I think the last thing I sold was my mattress, which I was using to sleep, believing that, okay, I'll still have other things to rely on. But all of a sudden, I came back home that day. My younger brother was around. I think I will remember vividly well. He only gave me 200 naira and said, this one that you are still at home, you needed to go and smoke something now, because he knew that was my weakness. Then he gave me 200 naira, and that's how I left the house. Coming back home, the house was empty. They've packed everything. I think I was left with a blanket and with a couch. Now, I cannot sleep on the couch because I'm too tall. So I had to sleep on the floor because I need to stretch. Now, when I lay the blanket on the floor, I lie down there until when I get so cold that I have to sleep on the bare floor, then use the blanket to cover myself up because I cannot stay open without covering something. I suffered all of this for years. For years, I cannot count, but I believe that this was more than 10 years. Everybody saw me and said, this is the end of it for this man. But I didn't give up on God at the end of the day because I kept telling myself that if I can beg man and man will hit me, and because I knew the shame and disgrace I was facing, if I would come back home late at night and the JTF in my neighborhood would beat me up and say, why are you coming back home? If I could get set up by my own blood brother to hit me, for people to hit me outside, I was already giving up. But I never gave up on God. I told him to just let his light shine on me, that people could see and testify that it was just God.